I know this is a very, very hard time. You know, everyone here wants to take a break, drink some coffee. You know, in Mexico, there's a really cool word, I mean, el mal del puerco. So this means when you get a lot of food and then you have to go to sleep or something, take a small break. You know, hope you all doesn't have this feeling today. So, hello, hola a todos. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming to PyCon Colombia 2020. Hope you all were enjoying this talk and the conference. Hope you're enjoying this so far. Before I get started with my talk, please, if you see any of the organizers, volunteers, speakers, or staff from the university, please say thank you. It takes a ton of effort, not just by Python community in Colombia. It also takes a lot of personal time, family time to make a conference like this. So yeah, this may sound crazy if you think about it, but trust me, at the end of the day, it really counts. So please, if you see any of the organizers or any person that's working in this conference, say thank you, thank you. They deserve a lot, please. So today I'm going to talk about modern Python packaging. There's a little trick. There isn't anything about modern at all. So I'm going to start this talk with a common word, without pain, because if you were a Python developer or have experience with all the ecosystem, you know Python packaging takes a lot of time and effort to understand how everything works. So I promise that at the end of this talk, we are be able to create a Python packaging without pain. I promise. If not, I will be at the end of the talk. You can talk with me if you want. So also, in this exact moment, there is another talk in the other room. It's related to computer science and machine learning and things like that. So yeah, it's just a black screen purpose. There's not anything wrong. So if you think you are not in the right talk, please feel free to go to the other room because we are here to enjoy this conference so far. So I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable in my conference. So my name is Óscar. I've been working with Python for almost 7 years. I work for a small consulting company in the US where we help other companies to reach or unlock all their potential using Python and Django. So I am usually all over the internet with that username. So if you want to talk or drop some question, feel free to reach me over Twitter or GitHub with that username. I will be happy to answer them. Also, I am the co-organizer of the Python Nicaragua community. I am from Nicaragua. So if you know where is Nicaragua, it's in the middle of Central America. We have surfing and volcanoes, things like that. So if you have plans to come to Nicaragua, there is a community waiting just for you. So hope I can see any face in the future in the honors of the meetups. Let's talk about what this talk is not about, what we can achieve in this talk. So I use this small analogy about Mexican wrestling. This talk is about, you know, a fight between tools or workflows or documents or things like that. So there's not a Mexican wrestling fight. And using this small analogy, you will see Mexican wrestling is just two persons fighting over the ring. But in the end, there is a small legacy behind every person mask. So there's a small story behind every people that we must spend time learning why they are here. So this talk is about finding our inner self or discovering the core concepts what Python packaging is. So there's a story without pain, trust me. First of all, I want to do this small question. If you know what is pip and PyPI, so don't raise your hand, just answer inside of you. So do you know what is pip and what is PyPI? Have you ever submitted or created a Python package? If you answer those two questions right, I think you are probably in the wrong talk, maybe, not sure. So I just started asking myself why people doesn't publish new packages. So I just started asking a few developers, person from the community, over the internet, and spend a lot of time doing research. Why people doesn't publish new packages? So there is 3 points that I think makes more sense when why people doesn't create new packages. Maybe because Python is already batteries included. So we have a very long standard library that almost makes everything for us very easy. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So almost is everything included in the core of Python. But I mean, in the end, it doesn't matter. We have a ton of packages, submitting a ton of new packages every day. So the ecosystem is growing very fast. So maybe it doesn't really matter. Maybe packaging is hard. Suppose it to be an emoji onto that line, sorry. Yeah, maybe packaging is hard. We have a ton of new words, things that we need to understand. What is README? What is the difference between readme.rst or readme.md? What's the difference in this? What is setup.py? What is setup tools? What is packaged data.dat or easy install? So if you are coming to Python ecosystem, you will see a ton of new words that maybe doesn't make sense at the end of the day. So probably that's why packaging is very hard. Or maybe we didn't know that we can create a package. I mean, when I started working with Python, I thought that this process was only for, Go developers, that guys would spend a lot of time over C Python and things like that. So I didn't know that everyone can create a package. So maybe, But yeah, you can do it. So you don't need to be a real expert or proficient in Python or know a Pythonista to create a Python package. So it's very easy. So I'm going to start with a small definition about what Python packaging is. I'm going to use this definition by Dustin Ingram, one of the Python members of Python Packaging Authority Group. And also, if you want to learn more about internals of Python packaging, you can go to his talk from PyGotham in 2008, inside the cheesy shop, how Python packaging works. So there's a very, very deep talk regarding what is Python packaging. So if you want to learn more, go to this talk. So Dustin defined Python packaging as getting the code you wrote to the people that want it, using the same language you wrote in. So because it doesn't make any sense to use any other language to fetch Python packages. So that's a small or easy definition about what Python packaging is. So in the end, packaging in Python is like Legos. So we have different pieces of packages, like we have Flask, we have Request, we have SQL Alchemy. We are building our application using different packages over all the internet. But sometimes all those packages doesn't make any sense to use in our application. We have to build one custom package for our company, for our application. So that's why we need to understand how the Python packaging processes work. So there is a few phases over the distribution lifetime of a Python packages. So the first phase is development, which, as the word said, is usually launching code into your computer, saying a few words, something like that, probably praying to the god or something. So there is the first phase. After that, you create a source distribution, which is usually new as sdist. A source distribution is a format that is usually generated by Python packaging to provide metadata and essential source files that it will be used for installing by different command line tools like pip or ppm, things like that. So it is just simple zip file with metadata information. After that, we started getting building or packages, which mean we take all the source distribution and create a binary files. Those binary files are converted over a binary distribution, which usually takes some information for your main operating system. So this binary distribution usually is a lot of metadata that your command line tool takes and moves this package to his exact location over the file system, usually in your environment or in your Python path. And after that, we ended with the installation, which is just finally moving all the code to the right location. And finally, we end the execution of our packages, which just mean importing or using the function or whatever. There's also a few terms that we need to care about what Python packaging is. First of all, setup tools, which is, it's a collection of different enhancements that Python have now. Setup tools was like something like a 5. Before setup tools, we have something like, name it, distributed. Then distributed was merged over setup tools in version 0.7. And now setup tools is the main choice for creating Python packages. Then we have a project. There is the real common word, because a project can be a simple application or a framework or a collection of data, resource, or it's a combination of different Python code used for a distribution. All the projects in Python have to be named with a unique name. So there's also a package inside the project. So the package is a container for different modules. We will see later a better example about it. There's also a module, which is the basic unit of code reusability in Python. So think a module just as a simple .py file that contains a class or a function or whatever. So there's a module. Also, the module can be classified into different modules. Pure module, which is a module written in low-level Python language, usually C Python or Jython, things like that. So it's the more closer thing to writing low-level code in Python. And there's also the extension module, or what we know as normal Python file. So there's extension module. So following this simple example from Django framework, we have from Django conf import settings. So the name Django is what we call our project, or in this case is the Django framework. Then the conf is our packages that contains the final mode, which is called settings. So in this small sample, we see all the things included inside the Python packages. So usually you will have more packages inside one other packages. So it's like Inception or something like that. But you get the point, right? So a packages is just something that contains a module or other packages. So it's very easy. So that's the main concept when we are building Python packages. We'll see later how does this reach with a better example. So yeah, it's easy, right? Right? Sorry, I know it's a very hard time. So I just want to share my code. That was the reason that I was here in this talk. I just want to learn what Python packaging is and know this guy is talking about what setup tool is, what those Python packages means and things like that. So yeah, you can share your code with USB, just only put your USB, copy the Py file, and it's done. Yeah. You can share via email, copy paste all the Python code in an email. That will work. Or also, you can share via personal website, put all your code in something like that. But everything in this could be dangerous. So that's the reason why we need to use PyPI, which is known as Python Package Index, so also known as the cheesy chop. So if you ever installed a project like Django, Flash, or something like that, you will probably interact with this website. Does look like this. But before starting working with PyPI, use the PyPI testing instance, which is technically the same, test.pypi.org. That is the same thing, just with a big yellow banner saying that you are in test. Yeah. If you didn't know that, it will save you hours. Trust me, it will save you tons of hours if you, first of all, try to test your packages, how those other people will use it, if everything works as expected. So it will save you hours. So what do I need for create a Python packages or tools? I know we are here for improve our workflow, for make it better, for just reduce time and things like that. Well, it depends. Everything in technology, it depends. If you ask some JavaScript developer, can I use React hooks? It depends. Can I use Angular? It depends. So everything is the same. What do I need for create a Python package? It depends. So there's not a right tool, right workflow, documents, or something like that that will fit 100% all your needs. But the community, as usual in Python, has to stand over this issue and create a different tools that will help you over the process. So we have Flitch, Hatch, Poetry, PPM, Cookie Courier. And as I said before, I am not here for do a fight between if PPM or Poetry is better or is the right tool, or if Cookie Courier makes more sense. So feel free to go check everyone, think about your workflow, and see where fits better for your use case. Also, if you think you need to understand the core concepts more deeply, you can go to Python Packaging User Guide. So there is a very, very step-by-step tutorial. If you follow, you will end with a very cool Python packages. It's very cool, in case you didn't know about it. Also, if you think you need something more, there is a sample project created by the PyPI working group. So if you need to check all the common things regarding Python packaging, you can go to this project, start toying with it, check the setup.py, what does the data makes, and things like that. So there's a very bare bones and starting point for Python packaging, if you think. So also, take a moment to thank them on Twitter, on GitHub, or in person, because all those persons have spent a lot of time making these tools for you. So it makes a lot when you say thank you to them. All right. Think you need more if all the things that I said here doesn't make any sense? Well, there's something named MVPyP. I'm sorry. So what does MVPyP means? Minimal Viable Python Packages. So I promise that we will make this very easy without pain. So I am here for that. So what we need for a minimal viable Python package? First of all, we need a module. Then we need a readme file, because docs really matter, writing the docs. And we need a setup script. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time over what readme and the module does. I'm going to spend time over the setup script. Also, we can add documentation, CI, some test, demo, or something like that. So what does setup.py contains in common? So, oh, shit. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, so there is a small example of what setup.py does. So it is, if you have never seen this in your life, it's just a very, very easy function that takes different arguments for bundle your packages. So normally, there's another few more. So normally it looks like this. Also, you can pick between using packages or something named Py modules. So if you don't need, that very long dot notation from my package dot module dot something, you can use a simple Py module. So if you only have a simple Py file, like this example, just contains simple arepa.py file. So that's everything you need. Yeah, so it's like this. Yeah, right there. Oh, however. Wow. So yeah, like this. So you can pick to use Py modules that will look for a file named arepa.py, or you can use the other param packages that will try to find all other folders that contain Python code. Also, use Markdown markup in case you don't know. You only need to put this other param, long description content type text Markdown. So you don't need to learn what does RST means in Python. If you know Markdown or your editor supports Markdown, that's everything you need to know. And just add, this param, and everything will work fine. Also, please add classifiers. It helps a lot. So classifiers look like this. Some of the classifiers are used by in the building process for creator packages. So for example, if we set our programming language to use Python 3, in the building process, this will not create Python 2 compatible code. It only will distribution files for Python 3. You can see a very long list in this website. So for people like me, helps a lot. Best classifier, of course, private do not upload. So if you are junior developer or you don't want to publish something very private for the internet, just add this and everything will start in fire. Once it's done, you only call python.setup.py, sdis, and source distribution, binary distribution, and there's the new format for binary distribution named wheel. Before wheel, we have x. X are completely deprecated, so we have wheels. And once it is done, you will see this folder that contains the wheel file, which is Python 3 compatible, and a simple zip file, which is our source distribution. Easy. So finally, once you think everything is done, and you want to load your package to Python package index, also remember, use always the testing instance first. So you only need to install twine. Before twine, you can also set up a script for upload your package, but in some newer versions, there is a problem with certificate and SSL. So twine is the best tool for making it secure. If you are trying to upload to the test instance, you only put this argument, repository/URL. And once it's done, it will upload, and you can go to test.pypi.org/ the name of your package. So in this case is arepa. So if you go to test.py.org/arepa, you will see a package like that. So what's the future in Python packaging? PEP 517. Just give me a second. Yeah. So PEP 517, which provides a way to specify how to execute the build tool, just in case you need to build a binary distribution for different operating systems. Normally, you don't need to spend time over this because your CLI tool, in this case, pip, will take a load over this, but you need to build source distribution for Linux or for Windows, things like that. So this new PEP explains how to build better. Also, there is the other PEP 518, which is the new form to specify how to create dependencies over your Python packages or over Python projects. So they introduced a new pyproject.toml file, if you know what toml file means. So it's basically the same as setup.py, but using toml language. It's totally different. If you're wondering which tools should I use, there's also a few simple points. Ask yourself what you're trying to achieve. So if you are just improving your workflow, maybe look for the right tool to help you to build a better workflow. Or if you're trying to achieve a better understanding over Python packaging, so use a tool that makes you understand better it. If you are just looking for a dependency manager or a distribution builder, this is different. So usual dependency manager is something like pipemp. And also distribution builder is something like Poetry, but also Poetry can also work as a dependency manager. So it depends, as usual. If you are programming a library or an application, so if you are just building a simple module for your company or for everyone over the internet, or if you're making something that you want to put over the internet that will be used for thousands and thousands of users, think about it. Also think if you need to support other setups, and in this case, Python 2.7 or operating systems that are very, very, very old. So think about it. And that's all. So thank you, muchas gracias. Espero que hayan aprendido algo de Python packaging y que les haya gustado. Thank you.